Okay, so now we're going to learn how to put our fingers on the fingerboard. So you take your violin, you go in, out, turn, come, and now instead of holding the violin over here with 4 fingers and the thumb, we're going to take the hand and move it down toward the scroll over here, toward the pegs. Move it all the way down. And the position of the hand should be so that the thumb is on one side and the 4 fingers are on the other side, like this. It's very important that you keep your wrist away. This looks like a good position. If you go like this, that's bad. So push your hand, your wrist back so it's straight. Now, and you should have a mouse hole over here. You should be able to put your finger over here and keep your thumb low so you have a space over here. You can put your finger through it. So keep your thumb low, keep your thumb straight, don't bump it out, and put your fingers over the D string like an umbrella and push your wrist back. This is a good position. Okay, so now I'm going to pluck 4 Ds. And then you have your first tape on the fingerboard. The first little tape or the little sticker is for the E note. This is D. 1 on the D. Wiggle your first finger. Push it down so that your finger looks like this. It has a bump. Now, don't let your finger collapse like this. This is bad. You want to put the finger on the tip and make sure that you cut your nails short because you don't want your nails to get in the way. So you're going to take your finger and push down 1 on the D, and you're going to practice 4 Ds. And the new note, and then when you put 1 on the D, that's called low E. Low E is similar to open E, but it's just a lower E. So right now we're just playing this week open D and low E, 1 on the D. So now let's look at the music. Practice lesson 22. You're going to play, this is D note. This is the E note. The D note goes under the bottom line, and the E note goes, the line goes right through the note. So this is D, 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 low E, 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 D, 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 D. Now I'll pluck it. So that's line 1. So you can practice each line. Pick about 3 lines every day to play. You can pick any 3. I'll play the line 5. E, E, D, D. First say the notes. Point and say it. E, E, D, D. D, 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 D. E, E, D, D. E, E, D, D. And then you pluck it. Notice how my wrist is away. My fingers stay over the string. They don't drop over to the side. All the fingers are like an umbrella over the string. The thumb is low, and you have a little mouse hole over here. And now after you practice these lines, you can play your first little song called the D and E Waltz. So this is D, 1, D. 1, D, 1. I'll pluck it. Second line is D, 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 A, A, A. I'll play it. Third line is E, D, E, E, D, E, 1, D, 1, 1, D, 1. And the last line is low E, low E, low E, open D, open D, open D. Open D means no fingers on the string. So I'll play E, 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 D, D, D. Now I'll play the whole song without stopping. finish playing, I take the violin, I put it under my right arm, and then I put my feet together, and then I take a nice big bow. And then everybody in your family will clap. So you can play these songs over the phone for your grandma, your grandpa, your friends, and you can entertain your pets, your goldfish, your, I guess your cats, your dogs, whatever you have. And just have them watch you play, and each week you'll get better and better. So have a good week. See you on Tuesday.